What's good, guys? I've been studying older players to see how good they were. How come they pushed Vince Carter as just a dunker? When I watch him games, he was actually more than that. Was he ever considered a top 10 player?
Because we had like no social media and all that at the time. So the most time you saw him would be on television at All-Star games or his highlights on ESPN. So like if you were in America, I wasn't able to watch Vince Carter all the time unless it was like a primetime game. And he was just such a great dunker for so long that like the perception just dominated. We didn't know he was a three-point shooter. I didn't feel like he was a three-point shooter for real until he got to like the Nets, maybe.
New Jersey.
Who is we?
Well, I'm saying that's why I said.
He said he.
Yo, Vince Carter. From 2000 on, Vince Carter was the shit.
No, but
I was
we
gonna
thought
say you could argue what from like year 2, Vince Carter was a top 10 player in the league, right?
Yeah.
You made the argument.
Yeah.
Until what year? 07?
Nah. Top 10. All those years, no. Until he forced his way out of Toronto, maybe. But then even in New Jersey,
he was still a top.
I'm saying New Jersey. Isn't New Jersey like 07?
For New Jersey, he was still top.
Yeah, but he left Toronto in what 05, 04? One of those years, right?
Jersey Vince could hoop though.
Yeah,
he could, but remember because the way when he forced his way out of Toronto, the way he was playing before he got
I know,
traded,
but if we know like he's intentionally low key doing that, like,
but like even like because I know Penn told us about Vince Carter's warp in 01, for example. We led the league or whatever. After that, like you do start seeing like he's not like 01 Vince is probably the pinnacle. So it does start going downhill from there. Once you get to like 05, 06, 07, 08, like he's declining. I don't know. Maybe if he is top 10, it's like back end of the top 10.
Yeah, he back end of it, but I
2000,
like, even then it's like if I say 06, I'm fairly confident I can name 10 guys I think are better than this.
I don't know if I say 06.
How about in 2000,
2005?
How about 2003? Was he better than Shaq?
Come on.
In 2003, was he better?
No, 03, we know we got KG, Duncan, and Shaq with Kobe. Four right there, we know.
Was he better than Tracy McGrady in 2000?
Hell no, that's 5. Hell no. Jason Kidd, no.
How about
That's
Dirk?
6.
How about Dirk Nowitzki?
No, he's not better.
How about Chris Webber?
Maybe.
I mean, it would have been a convo for people, I guess. But
Hey, in 03, this might be a hot take. In 03, Dirk and C-Web, Vince was like that.
Okay, Vince being like that.
I got Dirk and I got Chris Webber. Just
how about Allen Iverson?
I'm not mad at you saying that.
03?
I'm just saying like Vince was like that. Like him and Dirk in 03, it ain't no Dirk up here, Vince down here.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say I thought he was top 10. So I mean,
in 2003, Chris Webber was still better than Dirk.
Okay, what
in 2003. Yes, in 2003, yes.
But what that got to do with Vince?
I disagree.
Well, because y'all talking about Dirk, but then we'll have a conversation with Chris Webber. I'm talking about 2003. In 2003, Chris Webber was still better than Dirk.
Yeah, that was still a young Dirk too. Dirk hadn't really taken.
He had been in the league for 4 years at that point.
In 03, I got Vince actually. In 03, I got Vince over Dirk.
Allen Iverson.
It's not year 4 Vince. What the hell?
I'm looking at 03.
It's young Doug.
It's not that impressive.
Yeah, but Dirk had to grow into becoming something. Vince came.
I'm a box score watch right quick.
How you said?
Yeah, 03 Vince not that impressive.
03 Vince. Just this is for people to just
20 and a half.
03 Vince played half the season.
That's dope at that point.
So this is the Vince we're talking about. 03 Vince played half the season and averaged 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And shot 34 from 3 and 47 from the field. Dirk in 03 played 80 games, averaged 25 and 10 with 3 assists, shooting 38 from 3 and 46% from the field.
Ron, we're the same age. You didn't think Vince was better than him? We're the same age.
What did Vince do the next year?
In 2003, Ron.
In 04, Vince averaged 22.5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 42% from the field and 38% from three.
Vince didn't take back off till he got to New Jersey.
Vince started declining after like 01, 02.
But he got better in New Jersey though.
Then he got with big
kids.
We
go with Chris Paul, Jason Kidd.
Up the scoring again because you playing with the second best passer in the league.
So what? That's why,
Vince, respectfully, no disrespect to
Vince. I don't remember Vince being
I'm
a
not
top 10 player
listening
at this point.
better than Dirk in 03. I'm just not.
I'm fine with that. I don't know. I'm probably the lowest. I'm probably the lowest on Vince.
I got Dirk and Chris
of everybody. I've never been super high on Vince.
That was
I got Dirk and Chris Webber.
Ron, was he better than Paul?
Give me
Chauncey?
Ray Allen.
Chauncey
Give me
too.
Ray Allen.
Chauncey was better than Vince at this point too.
In 2003, was he better than
That's
Paul
Chauncey's
Pierce?
first year in Detroit.
In the early 2000s,
Talk to him, Swiper. Talk to him.
Vince
Over
was never,
Chauncey?
but Vince was never considered like that. That's why I'm saying now, Ron. Like even when he went
I
to,
don't
when he went to New Jersey,
When he was leading the league in All-Star voting, he was definitely considered.
Yeah, he was.
that's not what I'm talking
Let's
about.
just tell the truth,
He was
man.
never
Vince was
considered
hype,
top
man.
10
Vince
player.
was
Yeah,
hype
that's
a
what
whole
I'm-
lot.
He's never a top 10
I can't
player.
He's a lot more talented than I think he like. The level of player he was,
Yeah.
his talent, like
He
talent
definitely underperformed
at
for what
that
he
level
could have
for
been.
longer or even better than he was. Because like he could shoot. Obviously, the athleticism was off the charts. Like he could create.
Could really shoot though. Like
The thing that always throws me off, like, when you go back and watch old Vince games, like he wasn't as good at the rim as like people would have you think. Like his touch wasn't that great, but he could shoot the hell out the ball. Like the shooting, for me, like the dunks, yes, obviously. But I'm just saying, if I put that in the bracket of finishing, the best skill of Vince Carter, in my opinion, was his shooting ability, not his finishing. Like he could shoot the hell out. So when you got that size, that athleticism, and you could shoot the ball,
he was a great
like,
catch and shoot two guard.
But it's catch and shoot, off movement, off balance, contested. Like Vince could shoot the hell out of the ball. So it's like you have that combination of athleticism and shooting ability. Come on, it's like.
But Jason Kidd,
dumb it down. It's like Zach LaVine should be better than he is.
Jason Kidd was considerably better
you
than
shoot the
him,
ball
like,
that
his
well
whole
and you're
run
that
through.
athletic, but you're not like in that upper echelon. It's like Vince was that, but better than Zach, obviously. But it's like that's how I kind of feel about Vince. But yeah, I think
damn
Vince
near
was a
last
top 10
year.
player.
Yeah,
But it's like Vince was like a top 10 player in my opinion for like a few. Like if I ranked it, he's probably a top 10 player in 2000, 01, 02. But once you get to like 03, 04, 05, it's like, yeah, Vince probably isn't a top 10 player.
Was Vince better than Steve? Was Vince better than Steve Francis at that time?
I thought about this. I don't
Steve
know.
Francis, 03.
Stevie.
I wonder how do Rockets fans feel about Steve Francis.
How about Marbury? Was he better than Marbury?
Yes.
I be seeing Steve nowadays.
I don't think people
want him to get some help.
Lars, Rockets fans back in the day around 03, Steve Francis was like that in Houston, bro. Him and Coutinho Mobley is legends. Coutinho is legends, boy. Like Coutinho Mobley and Steve Francis was for sure legends, bro.
Yeah.
Like in this Houston area too. You gotta understand, when you see the old Houston logo, nigga, you instantly think of Coutinho and Steve Francis. Instantly. Like motherfuckers like Kelvin Cato. You know, I know a lot of folks don't know about that dunk on the punk just like Kelvin Cato. You know, don't know about that, but I'm just letting you know. Bros in Houston, Mars.
Y'all got to remember too. Vince was popular, but what happened was Vince got outshined so badly by Kobe and then by T-Mac, and then we got Braun, Wade, and Melo came into the league.
Paul Pierce
also was better than Vince. He just never he got outshined.
I'm taking Paul Pierce in 03, by the way.
Hey, Swiper, I can tell you why, but I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm taking Paul Pierce in 03.
Oh, you talking about Vince?
Can we possibly
maybe 03 might be the fall off.
Jason Kidd too was way better than Vince.
No, I'm with you.
If
You want to do early 2000, like if you want to do the Shaq years, Vince was a top 10 player. The Shaq years, yeah, probably. But once you get to like the mid 2000s, it's like, yeah, that's dead.
Chill, I need you to get my back right here, Chill, because in 2003 you got to give me Elton Brand.
That was the next guy that I was about to say. I was about to ask you.
Elton was good.
Was Vince
Corey McGetty was cold too.
Brand.
Them whole Clippers boys was cold.
He was better than Corey McGetty.
He's better than Corey McGetty.
Yeah, for sure.
To be honest with you guys,
Corey McGetty was never.
You guys talk to me all the time about this.
I ain't gonna lie.
Every time I talk to you
guys,
guys,
sorry as fuck.
we talk about players. Vince Carter is the epitome of a player being awesome in theory, but in reality, he really wasn't like what we thought he was. He was awesome in theory. I ain't saying he wasn't dope, but in terms of what we thought he was going to be, like it was supposed to be like when we talking about in Kevin Durant and James during that time, like it was supposed to be Bryant.
They going trip Chill. Jason Richardson also was one of the other ones that was in the conversation with Vince for a few years.
He was better than Jason Richardson.
He was better than
Jay Richardson.
But what I'm saying is that in theory, he and Bryant were supposed to be like this from a skill set. In reality, it was Bryant and it was Vince Carter. Like it wasn't close.
Hey, Chill, you know who Vince is today? who's going to go down as the modern day Vince. And I'm not saying that they play alike, or I'm just talking about just kind of, how their careers are going to pan out.
Are you finna say?
Go ahead.
What the hell you finna say?
Go ahead.
Where it's just like, hey, you know how Swiper said you just continuously got outshined? Like you were dope, you were very good, but you just never really did enough to be remembered. Vince is going to be Donovan Mitchell, or Donovan.
I
Mitchell
knew that's what you was gonna say. I knew it. I knew you was gonna say Donovan.
But you dope. You
Hey,
really
guess
are
what,
dope.
That's
Chill?
not terrible.
Are you surprised?
Donovan Mitchell is better than Vince.
I knew
fight
you
that.
was gonna say Donovan
No, he's
Mitchell.
not.
I don't fight that, Chill. Are you surprised that I don't fight that? I don't fight that.
Drink more water
know.
got the better name. DeMar DeRozan.
I was actually
thinking
Vince,
Zach
LaVine, Vince is
He's
better
better.
than DeMar.
He's better
DeRozan.
than
I was actually
Clear
thinking
DeMar
Zach
DeRozan's
LaVine.
better.
Actually.
D. Mitch is better than Vince Carter.
Yes, he is.
No.
100%.
Like by a gap.
And Chill, I want to let you know when you thought I was hating the other day when I took.
Wait. I just want
That
so
shit
Donovan
clear,
Mitchell clears 0-1 Vince. I just want clears.
No.
Okay,
No,
so
he's
not
better.
not
He's
not
a better
not
player.
the best.
You
the
said by a
best of
gap. You said by a gap.
Yeah, but that one
I'm
year.
saying- yeah, you're saying 1 year. I'm saying
2000 to 02.
I'm
Vince,
saying
those
if we're
3 years
comparing
key.
what I'm saying is to Ron's point about like, oh, you were never like this play. Like to me, D. Mitch has sustained his being this caliber of player a lot longer than Vince Carter.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying.
we're
Like
talking
it's
about
not
this
even
after
like
that.
as far as career, it's not close in my opinion. I think D. Mitch clears Vince Carter.
And because we got so much more information, and because we get access to these guys, like we didn't really get to see Vince that much in the 2000s. Like if they wasn't on NBC, right? If they wasn't on NBC and we wasn't in the playoffs, like we didn't really see Vince as much as we could have seen him today, and pick him apart and pick apart all his issues and all of the stuff that he doesn't.
And then when we did see him in the playoffs,
Vince was going bam for bam with AI in 01.
yes,
Yeah,
we
then
did
lost.
see that.
If he hits that shot in game 7.
but didn't he graduate from North Carolina that day, Chill?
That day he did, yes, sir. And that
Yeah,
was
if
the
he hits that-
storyline.
If he hits that shot in game 7, interesting. A lot of careers change based on that. But yeah, he was going bam for bam. He averaged like 30 in that series, I think. So shout out to Vince.
People in the chat said, but D. Mitch not top 10 though. Like D. Mitch is a top 10 player.
Who are the 10 players in the game better than
Who are,
Donovan?
you can't name 10
Definitively.
better players in the
Definitively,
NBA right
the
now
ten-
than
the-
Donovan
the-
Mitchell.
Definitively is a very different thing than
Let me take the
definitive
definitive out. Okay. In your opinion, who are the 10 better players in the game today in February of 2026 than Donovan Mitchell?
He might be
Jaylen
top
Brown,
10, but yeah,
Kawhi
you can
Leonard.
Keep that. That's 2 Ox. Where are the 8 at?
This is one.
Stop
That's
saying
not 2.
Jaylen
That's
Brown.
one.
It's one. It's one.
So
That's
Jaylen
one.
Brown,
Kawhi,
Kawhi Leonard,
Kawhi,
SGA. Do we? Oh, I mean, Giannis isn't really playing right now. We count
Yeah,
Giannis, right?
you-
Giannis is
Giannis
better
in
than
there,
Donovan
yes.
Mitchell. Giannis is
Yeah,
better
yeah,
than
for sure.
Donovan
I just want to make sure we count Giannis. Who else?
Jokic.
Where we at?
So hold on.
Luka. I said Jokic. I said Jokic.
So Joker, SGA, Luka, Wemby. Okay,
Giannis.
there's your
Kawhi.
Anthony Edwards.
Now, where we going after that?
Anthony
Giannis.
Edwards. Kawhi.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown.
No.
You know what? You know what?
No.
Real talk. You know what? Real talk. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. It's starting to get tricky.
It's
Boy,
not
that
starting to-
that gorilla. We get into like the 20-yard line. Look like that gorilla getting on your back. Like you ain't
Joel
running as
Embiid
fast
is
as you
better than
was
him.
a little while ago.
Joel
Joel Embiid
Embiid
is
is
better
not better than Donovan Mitchell.
Joel
Stop.
Embiid is better than Donovan
No,
Mitchell.
he is not.
Yeah, y'all can have it. I don't care to debate about it, but Joel
Is Cade
Embiid
Cunningham
is
better than?
him.
Is
If
Cade better
Jason
than?
Tatum was playing, he would clearly definitively.
not.
Jason Tatum is bad,
But he's
Donovan
not.
Mitchell. He's
So,
not
but
playing.
he's
Yeah,
not.
he's not playing.
But he's
So I
not.
understand.
Is Cade better than him?
Yeah.
No.
What?
But that's what I mean when I say like there's a difference between definitive and like because I think Cade is like arguable, but like I think you could very easily get to 10 names arguably better than Donovan Mitchell.
Sure.
Which means if someone doesn't have Donovan Mitchell top 10, and I'm not looking at them crazy.
Is Brunson
Like,
better
he's
than
not.
him?
No.
I got Donovan Mitchell, but I could listen to Jalen Brunson.
You'll
But I
talk-
got Donovan Mitchell.
You'll listen to Brunson.
But like
So-
you still got. No one said Steph. No one said KD. Like those guys. still
He's
exist.
better than
Like,
both of them.
That's fine.
So
but
it
if someone,
sounds to
if someone
me real-
told me Steph and KD are better than Donovan Mitchell, I'm not like.
It sounds to me like
that?
because from listening to you dudes, it sounded to me like he's anywhere between like 7 and 10. Like we can have a conversation.
7
But I definitively, I got Jokic,
Okay.
Giannis,
Yep.
Shea,
3.
Wemby,
Mm-hmm.
Luka.
Okay.
Um,
I'll give you Leonard.
yeah, Kawhi. Yeah, Kawhi.
I'll give you Leonard. After that, Mars, it
So
gets
I've
tricky.
got those 6 Kawhi's kind of less definitive, to be fair.
Okay,
I've got those 5
so
definitive.
5. So we got 5.
Yeah, I've got those 5 definitive.
Which means I got action. Listening
everything
to
else
you
I
talk,
would
Mars.
listen to.
Which
Yeah,
means
everything
listening
else
to
I
you,
would
Mars,
listen
that we can have a conversation right outside the top 5 at 6, 7, 8.
I would start listening from 6. I would start listening from 6. Unless
like
I'm
we got
forgetting
action.
someone egregious.
That was never going on, Ron, with Vince Carter ever.
So chill. What you're trying to sell me?
One could argue the league was just more
The
talented.
league was just better. That's all I'm
2000
saying. The league was
Hold
just
on,
better.
right quick. In 2000,
We got Shaq,
2001,
Duncan, Kobe, KG, like shit. The name's just better. Like,
in 2000, 2001, when Vince Carter was averaging 27 points, thank you, Basketball Reference, was second team All NBA. You mean to tell me that Vince Carter was not top 10 in 2000, 2001?
he was top 10. He
points.
was top 10.
shooting 40% from 3 with all the spectacular dunks and was cooking the NBA.
I could get with that.
He was top 10. Yeah,
I'm saying like it might not have been like his stretch might not have been that long. I might have over exaggerated it with 2003, but in 2000, 2001, 2002, Vince Carter was 100% top 10. And it might have been on the back half for sure. However, Vince Carter was in them talks, and Vince Carter was like that. Now, like I'm not gonna let y'all. Hey Jordan, these niggas not finna psyop me. Because I remember the mid range was there. Vince Carter had the mid range. The threes was there. Was still going to the rack, playing a little bit of defense in the passing lanes. Like Vince Carter was the truth. But
y'all forgot about Rasheed too.
He was better than Rasheed, and I like Rasheed, but he was better than Rasheed.
No, he wasn't better than Rasheed.
Well,
you know what?
Actually, I don't
wasn't
know.
Michael Redd
I
around this
think
era
he's
in
better than
04? Did he
Rasheed,
start in
I'll be
04?
honest. I don't know if I think he's better than
Rasheed was better, and also don't forget when
That's
Jay came
Portland
back.
Rasheed
When
too,
Jay
yeah,
came back,
In Portland Rasheed, you got
that's Portland. Yeah, that's Portland
Rasheed. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
and when Jay came back, he was better
Yeah,
too.
I do think Vince was like, if we're going at 01, for example, like obviously you got Shaq, Duncan, Kobe, KG, AI.
Weber,
hadn't even got there
Jason
yet, no one.
Kidd. Jason Kidd.
No, that was
Weber,
T-Max like coming out. That was his MIP year. I think that was the year like T-Max like
Ray
arrived.
Allen.
Ray. I would have Ray probably, but like
I don't got Ray.
I would have Ray, but I'm fine with
Anthony
people taking
Mason
it, like,
and all them.
I would have Ray.
2001. This is 2001.
Oh, going
Like
through the names.
01, I would take
JR
I
was
would take
there.
Vince over Dirk. Like that, I would take Vince over that Dirk.
and
Mars,
what about Latrell?
Latrell was cold, bro.
Take Latrell off because I'm going to ask you that question, Ron.
Latrell
Like,
was
what's the
cold.
gap in 2001? What's the gap between Vince Carter and Jerry Stackhouse?
Jerry was cold.
That was Jerry Stackhouse.
Michael
averaging
Finley
30,
was
I
cooking
know
too
that.
at this
Yeah.
By the way,
Go
Mars,
ahead, Swiper. Go ahead,
By the
Swiper.
way,
Going
Mars,
crazy too.
what's the gap between Jerry Stackhouse
Nah, I
and
think
Vince
Vince
Carter?
Vince clears Jerry Stackhouse. In my opinion.
Yeah,
Like, you think he's
Yeah, that's not even a conversation.
It-
Jerry
it's
was
really-
good, but he
it's
was
really
never Vince.
it's really the shooting at that third level.
that was the separator. All right.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check throw smoke and the hoes go ham. You ain't never seen hoops all hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.